I'm a little snuffly. My sinuses are draining on me. Hey guys, welcome to Mrs. G's Sewing Space. I am doing a quick short video regarding how to quilt fabric together for a project that's going to come out next week. I have this quilted fabric that I purchased already quilted at Joann's, but I've run out of it. I don't have as much anymore because I've been playing with it. So in case you can't get this at Joann's or at your Joann's, or if you just don't have the access to pre-quilted fabric, I'm going to show you how to quilt fabric, and this is what I am using. Now this, before I cut it out and ironed it and everything, it was this. It's just a cotton quilting fabric. It was pre-washed, so that's why it's all wrinkly, because I haven't ironed any of it. It came out of the dryer and I folded it up all wrinkly like this. So what I did after washing it, I cut out the sizes that I need, which in this case was bigger than the pattern I'm going to use for my next video. So if you want to see what I'm going to make with this, check out my next video. It'll come out next week. But I ironed it flat first. I ironed it flat with a lot of water till I could get it as wrinkle free as possible. And then I used heavy starch. Now this heavy starch I sprayed on pretty good. I gave it a good layer and I gave it a few minutes to soak in, and then I ironed it all flat again. And now I have a stiffness to my fabric. It's not as drapey. There's a stiffness to the fabric that you need for this particular quilting, especially for the project that's going to show up next week. So I have my fabric here, and I'm going to flip it so that it is wrong sides together. And then I have my quilt batting. And this is just quilt batting that I have that was part of a quilting project that I was working on. It's just a thin, low, I think it's a low rise batting, which is fine with me. So I'm just going to layer it here. And because my piece isn't big enough, I'm just going to cut off the excess. As soon as I find my scissors, which are right here, then I'm going to cut off the excess here. And then just lay it on. It's okay if it overlaps like that. That's not a big deal. Or if it bothers you, you can, there you go. We're going to cut it so that it fits. And I'm cutting this so this fits the larger piece of fabric, especially since that one's too small. There you go. Then I'm going to lay my other piece on top, like that. And I'm going to pin it down. And I'm just going to do pins every once in a while. I don't know if you can hear my son practicing the piano in the background. My kids are off from school today, and I have them downstairs doing their laundry, thankfully. But in the meantime, because he's bored and he's not allowed to get on the computer, he's finding songs to play on the piano, and so he's playing the piano, or at least trying to. Alright, now that I have that all pinned down, I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and I'm going to sew. Well, here they show diagonals. You can see the diagonals in the little triangular. Here you go, the diagonals. I don't know if I'm going to do diagonals. Probably. I'll probably do diagonals. And you want to sew in such a way so that you won't get warping of the fabric. With the heavy starch added to it, we should be okay. But I think I'm just going to do squares because I'm too lazy to get fancy. So I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and let's go over there. So here is our quilted fabric. We can see that it looks very similar to the original pre-quilted fabric that I purchased at Joann's. I mean, even though the fabric's different. They did theirs in diamond shapes, and I was too lazy to do diamond shapes, so I just did regular old squares. I did it in the measurement of my thumb, so each of the squares are about the width of my thumb, like from the tip of my thumb to my knuckle right there. They're generally there. It's just a general estimate, but it works for me. And so that is how you pre-quilt your own fabric so that you can use it for however you want to use it. I'm going to be using this for a project in the next video, so you can keep an eye out for that next video to see what I make out of this. Remember to give this video a thumbs up if you would, share this video if you could, and always remember to subscribe if you're not. And I will see you guys in the next video.